Hi, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Day's Podcast along with a new video. I want to thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, viewing, watching, and listening. I truly appreciate it. We will be doing more on Spotify and Patreon exclusively. Just bear with me. There is a lot more that we are going to uncover. I wanted to talk about Adele's debut studio album, 19. Um, yeah, I would love to talk about that. So let's get into it. 19 is the debut studio album by the English singer-songwriter Adele, released on January 28th, 2008 by XL Recordings. Following Adele's graduation from the Brit School in April 2006, she began publishing songs and recorded a 3-song demo for a class project and gave it to a friend. They posted the demo on MySpace, where it became successful and led to interest from the record label. This led to Adele signing a recording contract at age 18 with the label and providing vocals for Jack Panati or Panay, Jack Panay. I don't know. During the session for Panati's, or maybe that's his name. Maybe I will be able to know. She, the producer, Jim Abbas, who produced the majority of 19. So this album literally was, made and done within the sense of her turning, yeah, yeah, 18, 19. And, you know, it was such a time. It was such a time, like 2008, going into 2008, and even just 2007 was just such a time. 4 singles were released, with Chasing Pavements and Make You Feel My Love reaching the top 10 on the UK singles chart, while the former became Adele's first entry on the Billboard Hot 100. The album also contains her first song, Hometown Glory, written when she was 16, which is based on her home suburb of West Norwood, London. Chasing Pavements is one of my favorite songs ever from her. I remember, being in high school and literally just hearing this song and just was just like, who is this? And finding out, they were from, the UK. It's just like, all right, well, we ain't really had, a lot of people from the UK sing in a while. I mean, we did have Leona Lewis. Let me stop. But still, it's just we didn't have too many at the time. We were starting to emerge with a few, but not too many. Named after the age of the singer during its release and production, 19 is a blue-eyed soul album with folk, rock, indie pop, and jazz influences and lyrics describing the heartbreak, nostalgia, and relationships. So blue-eyed soul is rhythm and blues and soul music performed by white artists. The term was coined in the mid 1960s to describe white artists whose sound was similar to that of the predominantly black Motown and Stax record labels. So yeah, there was always influence, because I know people was just kind of wondering, like, Adele's voice is very strong, and yeah, you can say thick, okay, but the thing about it is, being influenced is everywhere. And I think that's just what it was for her, where it was just like she just loved to be an artist, and to be passionate about it. Let's see. 19 received positive reviews from music critics, who praised Adele's vocal prowess, like I said, and songwriting talent at such a young age, and noted her as having the potential to becoming among the most respected and inspiring international artists of her generation. 19 was shortlisted for the Mercury Prize at the 51st Annual Grammy Awards. This was, 2009. Adele won Best New Artist alongside Best Female Pop Vocal Performance for Chasing Pavements. I didn't even know she won a Grammy for that. Oh my god, that legendary song. Do you see my reaction? I am literally over here screaming. Like, I am screaming as if like I'm watching it live, like it happened back in 2009. Like, I am literally like, I was watching the Grammys then, but y'all know what the Grammys, when it comes to best new artist or best female pop vocal performance, any of those categories, they mix them up. They try to put it in sand every year. I notice it don't always be, you know, in the same spots. Or maybe they are. But I just noticed that I didn't even know. I didn't even know that she won Best New Artist and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance, because see, that was letting people know she was here to stay. 19 became a global success, reaching number one in the U.S., in the United Kingdom, and reaching the top 10 in 15 other countries, including the United States. It has sold over 8.5 million copies worldwide and has sold over 2.5 million copies in the UK to become one of the best-selling albums of the 21st century. The album is among the top 20 best-selling debut albums in the UK. In support of 19, Adele embarked on a concert tour, An Evening with Adele, across North America and United Kingdom, which received acclaim. Um, yeah, yeah, it was just something because, yeah. See, Adele graduated from the Brit School for Performing Arts and Technology in Croydon in April 2006, where she was a classmate of Leona Lewis and Jessie J. Okay? Adele credits the school with nurturing her talent, even though at the time she was more interested in going into A&R and hoped to launch other people's careers. Okay? So, you know, of course I try to keep it keep all my commentary into just the artistry type based. But yeah, she doubted if, okay, so at the time, she wasn't sure whether to really sign with XL Recordings, because at the time, you know, she knew mostly about Virgin Records. But she went to XL and went on from there. But yeah, critical reception from Metacritic, it holds a 68 out of 100 with 19 critical reviews. Yeah, because the ratings are mostly saying 4 out of 5, you know. I know, and that was one thing that I didn't always like when it came to critics, because the album could be really good, great even. The critics can butcher it up and be like, no, 3.5 out of 5, because, you know, I kind of slept by track 6. You know, it's just like, oh my God. Mind you, these people take months, years to make these projects. And you talking about, well, listen, you know, there could have been a lot more. Get back in the booth. Oh my God. It's just horrible. But, yeah, from what I'm seeing with these reviews, it's more or less a 4 out of 5. You know, there's some 2s and 3s, you know, Bs. But, you know, this is a debut. Like I've said time and time again with any artist, when it comes to a debut album, you can do really well or you can do really bad. But by that second album, you can do really well or really bad. And then sometimes by the third album, you can do really well or really bad. But what I've been seeing when it comes to artists, they could gracefully make it to their second album and skyrocket. Some of them, not all of them. Some people, even down to your faves, had to climb to number one. Okay? My faves had to climb to number one. Okay? No one just always debuts. I can't always see that from Michael Jackson. His debut, when it came to, let me just look at Michael's debut album, because it's not off the wall. It's got to be there, okay? People don't understand. Like, no. Yes, let me look at this real quick and see. Yes, with Michael, he debuted at number 14, and that's his first album. So like I said, there be times, you know, it takes a little time for people to get to number one. Even Off the Wall. Off the Wall was number 3. Top 5, but number 3. And, you know, this is Michael kind of over it because it's like, I gave you Got to Be There, Ben, Music and Me, Forever Michael. And now Off the Wall, and y'all saying I'm only 3? So you know by album 6. Thriller, by album 6. That's it. So that's just my own example with debuting, charting, and all the other stuff. Everybody's journey is different. Just be truthful about it. Don't be, be truthful about your journey always. As she has been, as Michael was, just be truthful about where you want to go. And yeah, she debuted at number 1 in the United Kingdom in the same week as 21 was released. Okay, so the albums are not too far behind when it comes to years, of course, because I was there. But yes, besides the point, let's get into the track list. So track 1 is Daydreamer. Track 2 is Best for Last. Track 3, Chasing Pavements. Track 4, Cold Shoulder. Track 5, Crazy for You. Track 6, Melt My Heart to Stone. Track 7, First Love. Track 8, Right as Rain. I didn't realize how much I loved Right as Rain. There's certain songs that you kind of hear later on in life and you're like, wait, I can't believe I love this song. But yes, and you'll see a lot of my reactions that way too over time, where I'm just kind of like, I listened to this recently and I know I was thoroughly here when it came out, but oh my God, and it's okay. Track 9, Make You Feel My Love. Track 10, My Same. Track 11, Tired. And then track 12, Hometown Glory. Overall, to me, this album did really well. It still was charting by the end of the year in 2008. Overseas, even here, where it was charting at 197 on Billboard. And this is 2008, mind you. End of 2008, we already just got I Am Sasha Fierce with Beyonce. We already got, a few albums in 2008. Never mind 2009. Okay? So it was just like, there was so much that was going on, and Adele held her own. Even by the end of 2009, Adele was still charting with 19 in the US, with it being 62. And by 2011, she was able to chart again with 19, only because 21 had came out. So people was like, all right, well, we get 19 and 21. Oh, shoot. So it was charting at number 37. And yeah, in 2012, still charting. Billboard, it was on the top 6. It was number 16 by the end of the year. It just, because 21 had released and still charting now. I gotta say, the album is still charting now. The last recent charting of it being on the 200 was 2015, where it was at 126. But it was pretty much in and out of Billboard 200. And that's not a bad thing. Absolutely not. But yes, this album did really well and really spanned overseas too. And I think that was one of the biggest things for her, even after 21, where it's just like, my fans, okay? I want my fans to know that I love them all over. And yeah, just as I was making an example when it came to Michael too earlier, like, these artists, they don't just be coming out here and being like, oh, get into me, and then, want to hide for no reason. They want to hide after all this because this is a lot going on. You got people that really love you, really, really love you. And it's just like, damn, I love them too, but I love myself. So I don't blame Adele or any artist for when they have to find themselves. But if they know that there are fans and supporters and people that are around them that support them, um, definitely cherish them a lot more than um, the reception to what they would feel they would get, is what I would say for an artist. And they know what I mean by that, because this is art too. Content creating is art. So it's just like, you may not always get what you would want to get, and at times, um, you know, things go out of harm's way. Things go into a way where they shouldn't, when you put too much effort in, because it's almost like you lose sight of it. So I always try to, and even from what I see here with Adele and Michael and any other artist, I always try to stay true to what I do, and to understand that it takes time, and not everything has to be exaggerated, spread out, done in whatever way to make it feel whatever way. Just do it. But be good about it. Okay? But yeah, I thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and I'll be back with more.